Welcome back to Awkward Voices.
Welcome back to
I'm
Awkward
your
Voices.
host, Oprah Winfrey.
Hi, Oprah. Are we going to get to kill an old lady today?
Dude, we're getting plot as fuck today. Look under your chair. Do you see that? It's
Yeah.
not a key to a car. It's plot.
Wow, there's so much of it. There's
Read
an
it.
infection report. Oh, yeah, I should actually... This report... Why is it... Brr, it's like 4 pages, but it was 1 page. This report details the symptoms that appear when the bacterium star, heretofore after referred to as mold, grows inside the ears... Oh, inside of the E series, infects a human. Evelyn must be the E series.
Yeah.
So she's the E virus.
E virus. So they had D viruses,
yeah.
but now there's an E virus.
Oh.
An E-verse.
Be sure to read the document thoroughly before dealing with E-series weaponized assets. Initial infection. Step 1.
Step 1.
The mold ingests
infected.
nutrients. The mold ingests nutrients from the subject's body to propagate itself and slowly takes over cells within the body. As a side effect of this, the infected subject gains remarkable regenerative abilities. During experiments, we removed arms and legs from test subjects and found that they were able to coapt the amputated limbs
Who does
in a
that
matter
sound
of
like?
minutes.
Who does that sound like? Who's able to regenerate parts of their body?
Right?
Yeah.
Also me, because I put the stuff on me.
Also
Which
you.
creeps me out.
Actually,
Like, it
right?
makes me think it's
so
hard.
that kind of sounds like you're in the initial infection stage.
Yeah.
Because you're able to put your foot back together.
Yeah, not good.
Not good.
Mid-stage infection. Step 2.
Step 2.
Once a mold reaches the brain, the subject's thoughts become in tune with those of the E-series asset. The subject starts to hear things and experience hallucinations, and soon comes under complete control of the E-series asset. If this state continues, the host will lose all sense of ego.
So hallucinations.
Yep.
Which Mia's already seen, right? Because you remember she saw Evie kind of flying around everywhere.
Yep. All that's
'Cause-
bad.
Yeah.
Also, initial infection is also Lucas.
Yeah.
Because he regrows and stuff.
That's true, right?
But we're not like... But we're still ourselves. He's fine.
Right. But remember, he had some sort of extra agent or something that, I don't know, it kind of freed him from control of Evie. So,
Right.
so it sounds like he still had the regenerative properties,
Yeah.
but he wasn't necessarily under the rest, which is kind of weird.
Yeah. Which, good for him.
Yeah, good for him. Good life decisions.
Good job. Step 3?
Four.
Four.
Three.
Step 43.
Four.
Complete infection. After every cell of the body has been taken over by the mold, the subject begins to lose their human form. Physical mutations differ from case to case, but all result in him or her acquiring incredible physical strength. Incredible! Containing a subject at this stage would be extremely difficult.
Right. So it sounds like Marguerite and Jack, obviously, are
Jack.
both completely under those,
Yeah, that last
stages.
phase.
Right.
Jack especially just went all nutso. Aww. The dosage test. They're dosaging her eyeball. Aw, 5 minutes after this. Blah.
Blorg.
Oh, there's all kinds of little like nasal sprays. You got some pills.
Drugs for days.
Good. There's a pot or a bucket. I don't know the difference. Cell calcification.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Ah.
So this is kind of the plot room. It kind of just dumps a bunch of plot, like...
Which is always good. I like
Which
getting
is
that
good.
last
better
minute
than
exposition
no,
before a
yeah,
big old
better
boss
than
fight.
no explanations, right? Like a little baby.
Oh shit.
So if you look up, remember earlier we found a box? Well, not like all the way up, but at the top of the box.
Uh-huh.
That.
Oh yeah.
So remember we found like some unlegible text?
Yeah.
In a similar looking box? Well, here's the
this
rest
is
of the
what it
text.
actually...
Yeah.
The E-necrotoxin destroys cells of any subject based on the E-series bioweapon model. Use only for disposal of E-series assets. The toxin must first be stimulated before use. Do this by placing a sample of an E-series cells into the necrotoxin container.
So we need a sample of E cells.
So I wonder if that's what that was another like... If like that's a clone of Eevee.
Maybe.
Like as a baby.
You actually can do stuff with that.
Should I go back?
Once you're done reading this.
There's 7
There
pages.
are 7 pages.
This project was instigated in 2000 as one of several concepts for the company's Next Generation Experimental Bass initiative, working to detect
Next generation of bass.
Yeah, the biggest fish we can imagine. They'll be so delicious. The deepest sea bass. Working with technical assistance from high fructose corn syrup to develop a bioweapon for neutralizing combatants en masse with minimal direct contact. Next Bass was later folded and its assets diverted to this project. What makes this project markedly different from conventional weapons is its ability to turn enemy combatants into allies, converting hostile elements into willing servants. Census effectively eliminates the costs of not only POW handling, but also combat itself. It's no wonder we had the FERT and even FERT organization chomping at the bit to get on board. The project would have never existed were it not for the discovery of FERT in FERT, the remarkably progressed variant evolution fungus that we commonly term the mutamycete. The fabrication method of each bioweapon was to introduce the mutamycete genome to a pre-stage 4 human embryo and perform cultivation in a controlled environment over a period of 38 to 40 weeks. The resultant organisms were referred to as candidate specimens and graded based on usability from the impractical and faulty series A through D to the perfected E series. Interesting. That ties everything together.
Yeah, so a bunch of plot all of a sudden, right? Yeah.
A common appearance was selected for the bioweapons, that of a roughly 10-year-old girl, to ensure the ease of blending in with urban/refugee populations. That is so fucked up.
Isn't that messed up?
Wow.
We're going to make a kid.
Yeah, and then send the kid into these areas so that they mutate the shit out of everybody.
Yeah.
The first E-series specimen, named Evelyn, has proven capable of secreting the mutamycete from her tissue at will. It is also of note that Evelyn's mutamycete imposes a profound control over body and mind when introduced into a host organism. We still have a lot to learn about the mechanism by which Evelyn achieves and maintains this control, but the working theory is that the vector is similar to the autoinducer pheromones used for quorum sensing in Pseudomonas bacteria. Evelyn's control is exerted in a series of discrete stages, the first of which is hallucination. Step 1. Almost immediately after infection, the subject begins to see images of Evelyn, though she is in fact not there, and even hear her voice, which is inaudible to anyone else, again, because she's not there.
Right.
Auditions with infected subjects throughout the stages of infection reveal that at first the phantom Evelyn appears to be a normal young girl, sometimes desiring companionship, sometimes just candy, or assistance. As time progresses, she begins making more and more extreme demands, including self-mutilation and attacks on other people. Hurt him. Do it now. The psychological shock this induces helps to break down the mind's natural barriers to Evelyn's brainwashing effect, and by the time mental control is achieved, the mutamycete infection has progressed through the body's cells, so the body... What does the body do?
I don't know.
We'll never know.
The box.
Let's go look at the baby in the box.
You actually have a tissue sample.
Oh, yeah.
Do it. And watch science happen.
Ew.
Science. Now you have
So
a
it
neurotoxin.
calcifies that. Now I got the toxin.
Yep. Now you're going to shoot into that little girl's throat.
Great.
Neurotoxin.
This is what an e-cig does. It's exactly like I'm about to
Basically,
vape that old lady.
Yeah.
Well, she's not old, but yeah, I'm about to vape her. I looked at those already.
You're going to vape the
go
fuck
this
out
way.
of her. You did not read that.
I didn't read this yet.
You did not read that.
So I'm going to read this first.
All 4
Evelyn's
pages.
functions also include the ability to form organisms from mycelia, the fungal filaments. Ah, okay, so the critters aren't people, they're gross fungus things she's made.
Sort of.
The term organism is loosely used here. Strictly speaking, they are superorganisms, forms of countless mycelia. What's important, though, is that they exhibit a strong survival instinct and will defend themselves ferociously with the slightest provocation. Their fungal toughness and remarkable strength give them significant battlefield potential. The researchers have been, and they're great on salads, they've been calling these superorganisms the molded. Made of mold, and also molded as in shaped, the name has a certain elegance to it. Our previous name of poopy gross monsters was just too long. PGMs. For the treatment of accidental infections, performing on samples of Evelyn's body tissue produces a unique fungicidal serum. Administering the serum to an infected subject will cause the mycelia to calcify, but if the subject's cells are already largely invaded, the serum will be fatal.
So Jack, earlier,
Yeah, so Jack's
when you were asking
definitely
about
dead.
that,
He is
that's
very
why it was
dead.
Fatal because
Cool.
yeah,
And now we actually know.
yeah. So you could use it if you use it
Yeah.
early enough, it could actually save someone.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it'll kill them.
Since the treatment window is so small, the serum's primary use is therefore disposal of infected subjects rather than a cure. In exploring the serum's potential, we found that subjecting it to would enhance its effects to extreme potency, becoming a compound we now called E-necrotoxin, which in even tiny amounts. What's been interesting to observe in Evelyn's behavior is her obsession with the concept of family. In experiments, we found on multiple occasions that infected subjects were compelled to act as her mother or father, treating her as if she were really their daughter. Why did she settle upon family as the theme for her mental control? This is just speculation, but it could be that she instinctively understands that a family unit is better suited for blending into social groups than a lone girl. On the other hand, well, a sentimental sort might suggest that she's making up for the perceived lack of love in her quarantined upbringing. A parent's love.
So Jack kind of mentions, early in the game, welcome to the family,
Yeah.
and then Mia calls him daddy.
Uh-huh.
So this is kind of forced family.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why, because that's kind of what
Those are all
Evelyn's thing is.
infected and fucked up.
Yeah, well, it's actually kind
With
of
her brainy
Evelyn.
brain.
Yeah, she's kind of controlling Jack and them at that point, so it's kind of
Right.
Evelyn,
And
if you
forcing
will.
them into
Yeah, so it's kind of
sort of a family unit.
so it's kind of the plot dump. That's
Which is
basically.
Which is great.
So we'll go ahead and save it here, and then we'll pick it up next time.
Next time, less plot, more pew pew. Or more plot. I don't care. That was
I don't know,
really
fuck
good
it.
plot.
I don't know. We'll do something. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
just be grateful. Jeez.
Stop being so demanding.
Yeah, this shit's free. What do you want?
What do you, yeah, except for the ads. But I mean, that just takes your time. But that's free.
Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
And we talked about hams. Welcome to hams.
Yeah, brought to you by Ham.
Brought to you by hams. Hams beer. Drink the legacy.
Drink the legacy?
Drink the legacy.
Ew.